we're back. Long time no see, Andrew.
Yeah, so just to give everybody a peek behind the curtain, we're kind of double dipping here. We just recorded an episode yesterday, and now we're talking again today because of Heidi is filming her short film in Los Angeles.
OKCIA.
OKCIA next week. Johnny is you're a backer.
I'm a platinum backer.
You're invested in the project.
That's right. I'm getting a digital copy as soon as
You're gonna be texting me all week. What's going on? Are we on schedule? Are we gonna see any money on this thing?
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be so crazy next week that we're just recording again today before that happens. So you know.
So yeah.
What happened yesterday?
We're bone dry on content is what we're getting at. Now, I have a question.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about the Michael movie?
Yes.
Thoughts?
Well, the way I haven't seen it, but the way it was described to me was like, I kind of love it because I assumed it'd be bad.
Okay.
When I first heard of it, I was like, oh, that's going to be bad because who would make a Michael Jackson movie? How do you do it without talking about pedophilia?
Sure.
But then
big part of it.
If anybody does that, it's got to be like a really big name director or something, and everyone's going to be mad about that. So no one's going to want to do that. So then I was like, oh, it must be some fluff piece, which I guess is what it was. But then it turns out everybody kind of liked it because it was like the guy was really good at singing and dancing like Michael Jackson.
Well, it's his nephew.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a little nepotism. But anyway, so it sounds like everybody had a great time watching Michael.
Yeah, I think I mean, I have not seen it. I guess it's out. But I do want to see it just out of curiosity. It'll be cool to see that comparing that to real life from when we were younger. But I do think it's odd that it's like, oh, the family's involved and they're leaving out,
well, yeah, like
turning into a white person and attacking children.
In defense of, because I've heard people say like, oh, nowadays everyone whitewashes everything and people are so scared. But like they did do a pretty hard hitting Michael Jackson documentary, like what, 5 years ago?
Finding Neverland?
Yeah.
Or leaving Neverland?
Losing Neverland, or
yeah, that was a 4 hour
getting fingered in Neverland.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they did that, and so this can be, although the way someone described it to me, they were like, or I read this online, I think it's someone who was like, imagine if you made a movie about O.J. Simpson, but you ended the movie right before the Bronco chase.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what Michael, that's what Michael, but I think that's not really true because like here's the difference between O.J. Simpson and Michael Jackson. Like O.J. Simpson was a Hall of Fame running back and good broadcaster, but he will not be remembered for that. Like Michael Jackson was so good at the thing he did. Like so much better. Michael Jackson's so much better at singing and dancing than O.J. Simpson was at football. Yeah. That he completely like not morally, but just like in people's minds, it just takes up more space in your head. Like Thriller.
Sure.
Takes up more space in your head than the allegations,
Yep. I agree.
Because I remember when Finding Neverland came out, like I think around Me Too or right after Me Too, maybe.
It was longer than 5 years ago because I remember watching.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know when it was, but I think it was longer than 5 years ago.
Okay, well, whenever it came out, I remember we were in the era of cancellation.
Yep.
Right? And so I was like, I wonder how people are going to because Cosby, they don't show the show on syndication anymore,
Yep.
Like there had been examples of icons being kind of like, we don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
And I remember like, I wonder how they're going to handle this, Michael, because it's all anybody was talking about, like when that documentary came out, because I think it just really opened some people's eyes to like how serious the allegations were.
Yeah.
And I remember going into a Buffalo Wild Wings I was on the road
Yes.
somewhere. That's just the end of the story. And I had 24 of those delicious
Wow. Well, I think our sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings.
No. But I went into Buffalo Wild Wings and they were blasting Michael Jackson. And they're a big corporate, I think publicly traded, So I was like, oh, I guess we're just gonna not worry about it.
Yeah.
And on the cruise ships and stuff, they do Michael Jackson, they do Thriller dances. I mean, nobody's worried about it. And now they're making this big movie. So,
I will see it probably when it's streaming.
I don't think I will.
No? Well, I'll let you know how it is. I'll let you know.
You let me know. You let me know if it's worth it. I don't think I'd want to watch a movie just for the like singing and dancing. Like I'd want to be invested in the story a little bit more than that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I don't know a whole lot about the story of him growing up as much in much detail. I mean, wasn't his dad like
His dad was
a slave
Jackson,
driver?
started the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
Then he was the best one.
Yeah.
And then he got famous.
Then his hair caught fire.
His hair caught fire. He turned white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that doesn't the movie stop before he turns white?
Probably. You know what? It is a kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, now that I recap it real
I mean, if they did do his whole life, that would be fascinating. Because it does get so bizarre.
You mean his whole life, like past where they stopped?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I would definitely see that.
That'd be funny if it just ends with just on-screen text of "and he lived happily ever after."
Just a fake. They just have a fake old Michael Jackson coming out at the end, still doing the hits in Vegas. How old would he be now? That's like kind of weird to think about. Like, what if he was just like Keith Richards out there doing, has a residency in Vegas. He would for sure have a residency in Vegas. I feel like that's where he would be.
Yeah. You think he'd do a Sphere show?
Yeah, do a Sphere show. He might be too big for the Sphere.
No,
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's exciting. Are there any movies you recommend I see that you've seen that I haven't?
What was the last movie I saw? Was the
Martian movie?
Yeah,
or Hail Mary,
which is on Amazon. I heard it's now on Amazon Prime, so you can stream it.
No.
Yes.
Are you kidding already? No. Get out of here, Andrew. You're pulling my leg. You knock it off.
Like your shock was so good. What? It's only been
Isn't it still
8
new?
weeks?
Isn't it still new? I gotta look this up.
No. It came out a while ago.
Project Hail Mary. Right here. New movie, it says. Oh yeah, you can buy it. You can It does say that.
Well, I'm sure it does. Okay. You just confirm. It says Project Hail Ryan Gosling, it says. Okay. Yeah, he's
new
in it.
movie. I've never seen
it. Says rent or buy. Okay. What do you think they mean by that? This is the first time you've ever looked at your phone.
I'm confused.
You'll just buy it. I know you.
Let's see. More info. You can buy it for $25 or rent it for $20. You know what? I'm gonna wait till it's either streaming or I can rent it for $5 or $6.
Rent it for $20?
Yeah. That's what they do when they come out this quick. You either buy it for $30, rent it for $25 if it's like a premium or like this.
Well, then why wouldn't you just wait? You've waited this long. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll wait 2 weeks and it'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that movie's great. I watch, great shows. DTF St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm working my way through that. It's very funny.
You finished it though, right?
No. I got stalled because of Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's sucking up all my time.
I forgot to ask you yesterday how far you are in Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Dude, I'm on book 5, and I'm like almost.
Have you started it?
I'm about to finish it.
Oh my god!
I think I'm on either 4 or 5. I can't remember, but I'm about to finish the book.
What's on the cover?
What's on the cover?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's called The Butcher's Masquerade.
Well, after okay, so it says the Butcher's Massacre, and then it'll say book, and then it'll have a number. What number does it have after book?
I don't have the book.
I'm
Here, do you
50
want me to
pages
Google it?
in. No, I don't care. I'm 50 pages into book 2.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
admittedly, I'm going slow. I'm reading it much slower than you, and maybe that's why I feel how I'm about to say. But does it kind of seem like?
Oh
All
yeah.
right, I
I'm
get
on
it.
the fifth.
I get it.
I'm on the fifth book.
You're almost done with the fifth
I'm
book.
almost done with the fifth book.
Are you gonna do all 8?
Oh my god. I mean, I'm trying to slow myself down to not do all 8 before like I guess the ninth book is out next week or something. So I'm trying to like
Oh wow.
slow the pace down a little bit, but I'm so obsessed.
Is it? But it's so. Is it like? Does it build, or is it kind of like? All right, now we're on the 4th floor. All right, now we're on the. Like, does it
Well, what I'll
elevate?
say
Because
is
so
like
far, I kind of feel like I
yeah,
don't
at the
feel not
beginning,
committed.
I don't care. I kind of like at first, like they would talk about some of the off-world event, like the politics of the people who doing this and the universe, and I was like, I would always get bored by that. I was like, who cares? Who cares? Get back to
Yeah,
like killing the guys and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
leveling up and
And the
get
bosses.
open those loot boxes. But then now I will say I'm much more interested in that. And they get into that a lot more of like
Okay,
the politics of it. And it kind of like having a strategy beyond just the game, but like actually affecting world events.
okay.
So yeah, I would stick with it, but like,
I mean, I will. I got
dude,
no other book.
I
I do have
mean,
a bunch of other books, but I'm not reading those either.
yeah, I have a lot of books to read. I have all these books I'm supposed to like pace cars that it's supposed to slow me down in between, but I cheated between book 4 and book 5.
Yeah, that's exciting. So you have all, or do you just give them away when you're done?
No, I'm keeping them because I'm like they're so good. I'm like there's something fun about how it's kind of like you with the movies where it was like I kind of like I was like oh I could just rent them. I could download them from the library
Yeah,
or something. But then now that I own 4 of them or 5 of them, I'm like I
yeah.
think I'm gonna just buy them
You
all
put them
and
on the
just put them
shelf.
on the shelf. Maybe Ginger will want to read them one day. I don't know.
Edie has started book 1.
I mean, it's pretty. How old is Edie?
Edie's 13, and I remember when I
I
started, I
mean,
was like,
it
"Oh, I don't
gets
think this is appropriate." But now maybe I forgot what's bad in it that would not be good.
well beyond the like insane violence
Right, but you're
and blood
reading it.
and gore and
Sure.
there's also a lot of sex stuff.
Is there?
Yeah,
Maybe
like
I'm just not
literally
paying
I
attention.
don't want to spoil anything, but at one point there's a beheaded ex god that's a sex doll, talking sex doll.
Okay.
And she's like cursed, she's like a white trash. Her name's Samantha and she's just a head and she rolls around and follows them everywhere. That's later,
Oh, okay, so it's not okay.
but it's like a talking sex doll. So it's funny, but it's pretty graphic.
All right. Well, maybe when I get to that part, I'll
You
be
might
like,
want
"All
to
right, you're stopping at
slow Edie
two and a
down a
half
little
or
bit.
yeah."
Yeah, because
Okay.
the first book maybe is not as bad. I can't remember, but
I'll have him read the what's that? The Mockingbird. What are those books?
To
You
Kill
know
a
what I'm talking about?
Mockingbird.
Not To Kill a Mockingbird, the one with the Hunger Games.
Oh, the Hunger Games.
Mockingjay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's better. Yeah. But like, I haven't read those, but I saw the movie. I think.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. Just like, I'll just have him read Mockingbird, one of those American classic.
I'll just have him read Huck Finn instead.
It's either Dungeon Crawler Carl or Hemingway. I'm not sure.
Are
That's
there any
the other thing.
boobs in
Okay,
Hemingway books? What?
this guy, the author. See, I'm obsessed. I'm so
Matt
obsessed.
Dinniman.
Dinniman. He's written 9. So his 9th book is coming out,
Yeah,
and
he
they're all
wrote 'em
like
during the pandemic.
600 pages. He started during the pandemic, so that was only 6 years ago, right?
It's ridiculous.
9 books in 6 years. And this does George R. R. Martin just like Game of Thrones guy? Is he
Yeah.
paying attention? I mean, you got lapped.
Yeah.
You haven't finished your fifth or sixth book.
I
in
don't
like
know. His are
30
dumb. His
years.
are ridiculous. His are like encyclopedias of
Yeah.
weird horse shit.
And I'm sure his argument would be, well, I'm much more meticulous and it's more real, it's denser or whatever. But it's like,
Well,
dude,
he could just say, "Well, mine are more confusing."
yeah,
So
well, mine take longer. But this is so fun. It's just so fun to read. I just can't stop reading it. I have to
okay.
I'm like want to finish those TV shows and Hacks. I'm trying to watch Hacks right now, but like I can't. Every time like I would watch TV, I just would rather read this book.
Oh, that's so crazy. I'm so jealous of that feeling. I've never had that feeling in my life. That's
I
ridiculous.
don't have it often. I do normally reading is like you're doing it because like a vegetable, right? You're like, I
Yeah.
know I'm gonna feel good after.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
get something
I'm gonna
out of
be
it.
proud of myself.
But it's not like this is like a candy bar. And then I never get that.
What's your favorite book you've ever read ever?
Well,
And I'm not talking, "Oh, it was so good." I'm talking like you were like this, where you were excited to read it and it was
yeah.
so
Well,
fun. You couldn't keep it.
my favorite book ever is A Confederacy of Dunces. Have you ever read that?
You know what? I have it. I did not read it, but my therapist recommended it, so I bought it and never started it. So
Oh,
should
it's
I
so
read it?
funny. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to read it. It's hilarious. And that was
Oh,
one I
nice.
also could not put down. Like I like almost sped through it. Then you want to read it again because there's like stuff you miss, you know. But
Is it a easy read?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's written in a way that's fun because there's a few parts where I thought it gets kind of bogged down and like overwritten and
Yeah.
wordy, but like for the most part, it's written in a really funny way because it's like a really funny, just narrative story. But he also writes these like journals. The character
Okay.
Ignatius, and he's like this overgrown man child living in his mom's house, but he thinks he's this brilliant genius, you know.
Okay.
And so he writes these journals and they're very like he's just pissed off all the time, and it's they're just super funny. And that book, I swear, is what got me into like writing stand up.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember my grandparents took me on a cruise for my graduation, and it was a very nice cruise, and it was very nice of them to do, but it was not when you turn 19 or 8, whatever I was, and you're about to go
Yeah.
to college, just graduated high school, all you want to do is like hang out with your friends,
Yeah.
you know.
And masturbate.
Yeah. But they took so you don't want to share a room with your grandparents in with a bunch of other 70-year-olds,
Yeah.
you
On a
know.
cruise.
Yeah. It wasn't like a cruise to the Caribbean either. It was the I forget, like Iceland and Sweden and
Okay.
yeah. So it wasn't like so I remember I was reading that book, and then I started my own like journal, and I would write in his voice. I was like copying him, trying to be
Oh, okay.
funny, writing about the people I saw or the things I was doing or the things that were like pissing me off or whatever. And
Yeah.
so that really got me in. That was like my first comedy notebook. And if you go, I'm sure I don't know where it is, but if I went back through enough comedy notebooks, at the beginning of one of them was just these stupid journals I was doing. And then in the middle, it turned into like trying to write bits, you know?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I can't believe we haven't talked about that book, guys.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It just doesn't come. I don't know. I should reread it. I tried to get Heidi to read it one time. She hasn't read it. It's very
Well,
hard. It's
maybe I'll
hard
put that
enough to
next
get
in the
someone to watch a TV show
I
you
know. I
recommend.
know. To get them to read a book.
Getting them to read a book. That's why it's so great you're reading Dungeon Crawl. Like trying to get anyone else to get onto
Yeah.
this. Like if you had to explain it to
9-book
them,
commitment at least.
9 book, they're all like 600 pages. But
Yeah.
you're making me nervous though. You are throwing up some signs that you're gonna not.
I'll get through book 2 and see if I get pulled into book 3. I just like how they look on the shelf together because they're so, and I can't put them on the shelf if I don't earn it, you know? So I'll drudge through it.
What a stupid reason to read a book. I like the way it looks on the shelf together. You're just reading Hitler's whatever his Mein Kampf. You're like, hey, I don't like the ideas. It just looks great on a shelf.
Yeah, look at that binding. I read what was it? I After I read that Tell No One book, that was a Harlan Coben mystery. I was like, oh, that was so good. And I like being a guy that reads a book and has a book with him.
Yes,
So I
yes,
went to the store. I was like, oh, I'll read a Stephen. I want to read a Stephen King because I'd read him before. I was like, I don't like reading, but I like having a book. I like finishing books. So I
yeah.
got the shortest book that I think he's ever written is called the Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. I don't know if you ever read that, but it's like this girl gets lost in a forest. All she has is her Walkman, and she's listening to like some sports game as the battery dies, and it's just like her imagination scare. I don't know. It was torture. I hated it. I hated the whole thing, but I
Wow.
just kept reading it so that I could
Finish.
finish it and have it and be like, yep, this is going on the bookshelf. Yeah, I read these books, and that would be one of them.
Well, we're at the point now. Now I need more bookshelf. Like I need. I'm thinking of like building out some like bookshelves at the like in the top of this room, like
Okay.
around, just because we have nowhere to put. I don't want to get like some books I don't mind putting in the free little libraries or whatever, but
Yeah.
like these ones I want to keep.
Yeah.
If they mean a lot, if they're that much fun, I want to keep them.
Have
But
you read any Stephen King?
not much. I only read the series he did. That's also a huge commitment.
Oh, the fantasy, the
The
Dark
Dark
Tower.
Tower.
Okay, which is very different than his
Yeah,
horror movies.
I loved it, but
Or his
it
horror
was
books.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was not like
that's a
the
big one.
horror. I haven't
I only
gotten.
made it through the first two of that one, two or three of that one.
Oh, see, that spells doom for this. But do you think it's gonna be a thing like so? I think I tried to do a bit about this like a million years ago, but like when we like in the 1800s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parents would like yell at their kids like, "Would you get your darn head out of them books and get out there and do some real work? There's nothing in them books for you." You know?
Sure.
And now, then fast forward to like the 60s, like
Yeah.
you're gonna rot your eyes out watching TV. Get off, quit watching TV and start reading a book. So that
Yeah.
like book became the good thing. Reading of
Yeah.
books were now good, and TV was a waste of time. But books
And you're
was a
trying
good
to
use
see
of time.
if TV is going to be the next good
Is
thing.
TV like transitioning now to being like, would you get off your tablet and watch some TV, or like you can, watch 3 more episodes of TV and then you can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't think so.
You don't think so? Oh, damn. Because it requires a little more attention, right? Like I've noticed, okay, what's hard about reading a book compared to watching a TV show? You have to sit there, turn the page, you have to
Your
like
your
physically
brain
move
has to
your
work.
eyes, your brain has to like interpret each word,
Yeah,
think.
it's more active. TV's
Yeah,
passive.
TV's passive. But it's also easier to 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 scroll Instagram
Sure.
than it is to watch a show. Like if sometimes in a hotel
That's true.
room, I like go, I'm scrolling my phone. It's like, Andrew, put your phone down. Let's watch a real show on the nice TV. I'll even cast it up there. Like
Yeah.
I'll do the work. And that takes more of an effort. And I feel like better about myself watching
Yeah.
TV than looking at my phone.
You know what? I shouldn't have even. You're right, because and I was laughing because I was like, Andrew, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Of course, no. But now that you pointed out, I have, because Edie will watch a movie and she'll, or Phoebe will watch a movie and she'll turn it off and she'll put something else on, and I'm like, I don't like that. It's
Yeah.
your attention. You're gonna
No.
watch Captain Underpants from start to finish. You're not gonna switch in the middle. You have to finish it, and then you can watch
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want you to have this brain rot, swipey mentality of I can't
Yes.
watch a full. So you're
Yeah.
right.
I think I'm right. Like, because I'm very proud. We've been doing that with Ginger since she was young. But like, again, this sounds like a dumb thing to be proud of. But she'll watch like since she was really little. She'll watch full length movies, like hour and a half, the full. Like we watched Star Wars. We had to do it in like 2 chunks. But we
Sure.
watched Star Wars like narratively from beginning to end. The first with Luke Skywalker or whatever, and she could like. So like I think you're right. I think it's like good
This
to
is
watch a
funny.
little TV.
Yeah.
like compared to your other options, which is like just bing, bang, 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 swipe, swipe, touch, touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then reading
Uh,
a book, you're like a professor now. If
I
you're
know.
if you're reading a
Whoa,
physical book.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
How many books are in your queue? Not counting the Dungeon Crawl, but do you have like a queue of books you're trying to
Yeah.
get?
Yeah. So I've got this Mark Twain biography I'd started, but trying to talk about slow
Yeah.
compared to this, it's
Right.
really
We're talking
downshifting.
severed sex doll heads in that one.
Yeah, exactly. So then I've got this other one, The Power Broker, and I forget the guy who wrote it, but he's the guy who I love who wrote the LBJ biography that I was reading last
Okay.
year. So
Well, if
those two
you're
are like dense and heavy. And so also I read Truman Capote, the Breakfast at Tiffany's, and then
oh, yeah,
there's
okay.
one more short story in that collection that I need to finish that off. So I technically, when I finish book 5 of Dungeon Crawler Carl, I could just do that last short story of Truman Capote and count that as
And
finishing
then go to
another book
6?
and then go to number
Sure.
6. But I don't know. That might be cheating. I'm definitely not going to do The Power Broker or finish Mark Twain in between. That's going to take too long. So
Yeah.
I might start going back and forth. Like when I get on, I'm going to get on a ship here pretty soon. I might start going back and forth, like
Yeah. And
chapter
that
by chapter.
book 6, 7, and 8 are thick of the
Yeah,
Matt Dinniman
like
ones.
he can't make them. Not to sound gross, but you can't make them thick enough. I get so sad when I realize I'm like more's left.
Are
It's
you
like
like
the
jealous of
opposite.
me?
It's the opposite of the normal book reading experience where you're like, oh my god, I only have this much left. What you get usually you're like excited,
Yeah.
and now I'm sad.
But what if you have the next book already? Like, do you have book
I
6? Do
do.
you
I
own
have
it?
book 6 because at Barnes and Noble, I was like, what am I even? Why?
Yeah. Why wait?
Why wait? And they're huge and they're hardcover, so that's
Right.
one reason. And they're $30.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going broke reading this goddamn thing.
Are you gonna let me ask you this. So
I
you're
could
gonna
buy HBO. I could be HBO Max for a year for what I'm gonna pay to read this entire
Yeah.
series. But
So you're gonna have them all on the shelf, but you're gonna have the paperback version of book 1.
well, that's
Ah.
not gonna. That would kill you because you said
Yeah.
it'd be a little OCD if I'm not telling
Yeah.
any tales out of school here. But that's not gonna bother me.
Okay.
Just to let you know, as long as I have them all, that's not gonna bother me.
Sure. If you want, I think I've recommended this before, but if you are looking for another book to be added to the queue, one of my favorite books is that Stephen King 11/22/63 or whatever it's called.
And
Of the
that's you've
JFK
read a
one.
lot. You've read a lot of Stephen King, and that's your favorite.
I have read a lot of Stephen King. That's probably my favorite book ever. Maybe it was just the time I read it. It was just like I loved it.
Okay.
But I read it in 4 days, and it's like I don't know if it's over 600 or over 800, but I mean I think it's a thick one.
I should read more Stephen King. I mean, he's like such an important part of like American
Yeah.
culture. I should read more of his stuff.
Pet
Um,
Cemetery was good. That's a good one.
yes,
Classic. That's an old one.
I think what stops me is I'm not a horror guy for like movies.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't appeal to me with
Maybe The Stand. I wonder if you'd like The Stand. You
I
could
would love
probably.
The Stand because I love The Stand, that the miniseries
Oh,
TV.
on Paramount.
No, the original one with like Gary Sinise.
Oh, sure,
I love
okay.
when I was a kid. I watched that. I love
Really?
that. Yeah. I was very
That's
into that.
funny. With what's her name? The redhead from 16 Candles, Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even know her from that. Like I wasn't into like I
that's
didn't
so
watch any of
funny.
those Rat Pack movies. Those were like a little before my time, but like
Yeah,
yeah, those were great.
that's probably the biggest book I've ever read.
Yeah. These dungeon crawler, I don't know, maybe Game of Thrones. Some of those were pretty big. Wonder what
I'm
the
so
biggest
proud of The Stand. I have like 3 copies of it on my bookshelf.
that you finish it.
I only read it once. I read a paperback, but I had like the hardcover, and Aaron read the hardcover while I read the paperback. but then like they just and then like in free little libraries they had like a really cool version. So I was like, oh, I'll just take that, put that on my bookshelves. I read that.
Yeah.
So I think I have 3 copies of The Stand.
I remember it's like a funny thing to again, it's like weird. It's got to be a somewhat modern thing that we like take pride in finishing a book.
I know. Yeah.
Whereas like in the old west, you'd be like so desperate for any book. You'd be
Yeah.
like yeah, before TV is what I'm saying. Like
Right.
you just be like, "Oh, I hope it's 1,000 pages. It's just something to do." Like not
Yeah.
stare at the wall, you know? And so I do, yeah, maybe that'll be the thing with TV shows. Like, oh God, it's 30 minutes. I can't watch this.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch 10 minutes, take a break.
Take a break. Yeah.
I've got a long trip coming up, so I downloaded some TV shows.
That's
Anyway.
good book talk.
Good book. Maybe we should be a book podcast.
Yeah.
Think how much you'd have to read then.
Yeah. I'd probably run dry after 3 episodes.
Read a book. Like, you know how there's book clubs?
Yep.
I have a question. So the neighbor lady across the street, she invited my wife. She started going to this book club. And she invited my wife, and Heidi didn't want to go.
Okay.
But I was like, why are book clubs only for women? Have you ever heard of a male book club?
I've never heard of it. I never thought about that.
Have you ever heard of a male book club or just a co-ed? I haven't even heard of a co-ed book club.
No.
And would you be weird if you joined one of these lady clubs just because you're like, well, I love books and there are no dude book clubs? Or why should I have to start a dude book club?
Right. I don't see color or gender.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or just reading the book. I'm just reading the book. Like if there was a Dungeon Crawler Carl book club,
You'd be all over
I
it.
would be all over it.
Yeah.
I'd be hanging out with those fat nerds.
I couldn't do a book club.
You don't want to go
I'm
to
gonna
a book
read a
club?
book do you know how picky I am with what books I read?
Well, there you go.
I mean,
got
if
it.
someone reads something, I'm like, I don't want to read that. Well, that's what we're gonna be talking about for the next month. I only got a month to read it. Fuck this.
I hate to peddle in gender stereotypes, but maybe that's why there's no male book club, because no dude is going to ever open their mind to read something that they weren't exactly interested in.
That's true. Yeah, Aaron's mom's in one with a bunch of these ladies, and she like gets mad because they always pick the same kind of book. And it's like, but she reads them. She's like, it's always the same. And
yeah,
she reads like friggin' 5 books a day or something. It's crazy.
My mom has been in a book club her like entire adult life, to the point where there's been like multiple deaths in the club. Like people have died off, but they keep,
yeah,
it's like the Oregon Trail or something. But they same thing. She's always reading shit she doesn't want to read.
Yeah, nope. I don't have time for that.
Yeah,
no way.
I guess you could just fake it.
Like if you really, I did in grade school.
Yeah, I mean, I went through. It's what I did in high school. Most of school, I never. That's the funniest thing, that we're sitting here talking about books that we read willingly, when I was given access to not only given the book, but also like here's people to talk about it with, and here's a guy who's going to explain it to you.
Right.
If you have any questions,
which
would be very valuable for a lot of these books I read. And I just couldn't be bothered. Just
exactly
couldn't be bothered at all. Meanwhile, now I'm going to go pay money to go read some book.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I remember the sign be like, all right, guy, well, for tomorrow, make sure you read, page 160 through 180.
Yes.
And I was like, what the fuck? Why don't I just not go home tonight? Are you fucking kidding me? 20
I would always read like 5 pages of it and just go, I think I got the gist.
Yeah. I'll just say what I did read about, and they'll assume, oh, okay, he read it all.
I don't know how I was able to fake it through, but there's just, I guess they probably knew or just you could somehow figure it out on a quiz, or
Yeah.
I don't know how I was able to. I mean, I got like pretty good grades, and I very rarely read the required reading material.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Now, they got the AI, though. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. Give me a summary of this. Cliff notes.
Um, well,
We get to topics. Let's get to
let's get
topics.
to topics. You got you told me you have a
I
topic.
do. I do, and I'm passionate about it.
Okay. All right.
Should I go first?
Let's go first.
All right.
Sure. You go first. What do you
Uh,
need back on?
it's gonna sound like a last minute grab, but I thought of it, and it's true. Cargo pants. Cargo pants, cargo shorts. All of a sudden, like that, they were the fucking dork
Yeah.
uniform. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know why, and I don't think it's fair. I had cargo pants, I had cargo shorts, and then all of a sudden you have a girlfriend and you're like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to wear these anymore because
Yeah.
they're dorky or out of style." Why is that? I don't necessarily need all those pockets, but there who decided that that's like a big red flag? Hey, I'm a fucking dork.
I don't know. And a lot of this stuff has come back, like a lot of like the 90s era baggy jeans come back.
Yep.
They can't bring cargo pants with that. They
I know.
can't
Sometimes
hitch
you
a ride
see
on that. Mullets are back. What about cargo pants?
exactly. I've seen cool looking black people that wear cargo sweatpants. So
Okay.
maybe it's on the way.
You're right. You just have to, yeah. You're like, how long do you have to wait for it to trickle down from the cool black people to Johnny Beaner?
Yeah. Pants. I mean, think about it, pants are boring, and a pocket right at the knee or above the knee breaks it up. Is this kind
I
of
wore a
wow?
lot of those cargo sweatpants when I was in high school, and I would use the pocket. And I will
Yeah.
say, it wasn't always practical. Like if you put anything of heft in that leg pocket,
Sure, it's gonna pull it down.
you'd have to tie the drawstring so tight to keep
Yeah.
your pants from not falling down.
Right.
That was a constant battle that I was always waging, and it never occurred to me like maybe you should just wear different pants.
Sure.
I remember having like a big fat wallet in that pocket. Stupid. Maybe it's because I'm backing you up. Like, yeah, in fact, Heidi bought me a pair of like brown cargo shorts.
Are you serious?
Not
How
that
long
long
ago?
ago.
Oh, see, I love it.
Yeah, so she's trying.
That's
But
great.
I don't use that pocket. It doesn't even.
You don't
It's
have
like
to.
not even. I think there's something taboo about it. You're like, but I can't use the cargo pocket.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
How about this? Heidi bought me these cool guy shorts from the Banana Republic outlet, not cargo.
Okay.
Back pocket, which I do use a lot.
The butt pocket.
Butt pocket sewn shut.
Yeah, that you see that in
You had
dresses
that?
sometimes. Yeah, I don't get that.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Is it even is it a pocket that's sewn shut, or is it a fake pocket where there's really no pocket?
I feel like it is. Like I can stick my finger in on the sides.
But I mean, if you look in the inside of the pants, is there a pocket?
I gotta examine these shorts.
Because I have a suit that has that too, where the pocket here, right above the hip, like the side pockets on the suit jacket are sewed shut.
This is
And
just
I don't know if that's like,
laziest-
that's how they make it. You gotta take a thread thing and cut that open, or is it like, no, you're not supposed to use those?
Pant maker was just like, I'm not gonna really. No, he's not using this pocket. I'm just sewing it shut here, and we're calling it a day.
I use a butt pocket.
I use the butt pocket, and then when I'm driving, I take it out and move it to my front.
Sure.
Standard protocol. But I'll back it. Maybe. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Maybe the reason why cargo pants and shorts, I think it's a bad name. Cargo. It sounds so functional, and this fashion is very like function last, style first. Like, who cares what this shirt really does? It's about how it looks.
Yeah.
And when you call something cargo pants, it's very much like these are freight. These are just here to serve a purpose.
Good point.
These pants can carry a bunch of shit.
We need a new name then.
Yeah, you need a new name. pants of mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Paco pants.
Taco pants.
No. Paco. Taco
Oh, like
pants.
pocket.
No, like
I
Paco.
don't know. I don't know where you're
That's
going with
too on the
taco
nose.
pants, but I liked it. I like the
You
sound of
yes
it.
handed it.
Taco pants. You could put a taco in there.
Sure. Put a taco by your knee.
Hey, you might have a taco in there. Taco pants.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, good. You
Yeah,
backed it up. That's great.
I'm backing you up. Okay, here's what this one's a little half-assed, but
That's
we're
fine.
taping back-to-back episodes.
I'm going to give it my all.
I'm need backup on that. I'm no longer gonna freak out about any trend, like graph trend.
What do you mean? What's
So
a graph trend?
so like there's one. The classic one is about the birth rate. So right now, people are very concerned because the birth rate is low. That people
Okay.
aren't not you're doing your part for God's sakes, but
But
the rest.
how is that bad?
Because if the birth rate, they say if the birth rate's too low, then we'll have all these old people. We'll have more old people than young people, and like Social Security will be insolvent because no one's paying into the system to support these old people on Medicare and Medicaid and such.
Okay.
So they say you need to have more babies, but it was only like 40 years ago where they said the world's overpopulated and there's a population boom and then we're going to run out of resources and people should stop. So it's like, okay, then we corrected. You guys all said that. Then people took that information and kind of corrected. They're like, oh yeah, maybe I'll wait a few years to have kids. Maybe just 1 or 2 is okay. Or maybe I don't even need kids. Apparently we don't want to overpopulate the earth. And then now they're all freaking out the other way. It's like, I'm pretty sure this is going to take care of itself.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's the same thing with like drinking, So then within that, I was reading about like teenage pregnancy is at an all-time low.
An
right?
all-time low. Okay.
All-time low.
Sure.
But remember when we were kids, that was like the big hot topic, like teens, kids having kids, and this huge problem with.
Isn't that a good thing? You don't want that,
right? But
they were
this thing I was reading. They were talking about how like it's a problem, like
What? Aaron was just telling me today, like there's a daycare at her high school because so many kids have babies.
Well, that is a lagging indicator. That is not the trend. That daycare would have been more full 30 years ago than it is today. Is what
out of
they're
my
saying.
School.
Well,
my school.
And then the other one I was thinking about was like drinking, right? Like when we were in college, binge drinking was this big problem, and everybody was like, we're drinking too. And now alcohol is on the outs. These young kids are not drinking anymore. But the way they present it is like alarmed. Oh, what? They're not. Yeah, they're not. No one's drinking, and the alcohol industry is going to go out of business, and the bars can't support themselves, and all this. Like anytime there's any change, I was like, everyone will adapt. They'll figure it out. The next generation will probably drink like fish. It'll just go and it'll go and
course correct itself.
Yeah.
But of these examples you're giving, like everyone initially, I'm like, oh, that's just, oh no, there's a fear that the greedy, oh no,
I'm telling you, anything where there's a trend of it, people think it's going to be bad somehow. They can tell you why it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Rather than just
worried.
I'm not worried. I mean, I worry about a lot. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. Because that's the future. Like I don't care about that.
I went to therapy today. Yeah, my therapist today was all about like you got to be in the moment. You got to practice mindfulness, and you have to stay present. So yeah, worrying about the future. That's for unhealthy people.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where we plugged. I'm going to plug the same date we plugged yesterday, but I am going to be in Enumclaw with Tyler Bowe, June 12th. And then June 27th, 28th, I'm at the Taste of Washington, Saturday and Sunday. I think that's in Tacoma Fairgrounds.
All right. Where am I? Jefferson County Fair.
Ooh, it's fair season.
Yeah, those killer shows.
Outdoors, no
That's
tickets.
right.
Just wander on up, folks.
I mean, I'll plug my Nate Land.
Oh yeah, go watch it. Check it out.
Watch that. Get those numbers up.
Pump those numbers up. Yeah, let's talk about that after in the post show. I want to ask questions. See if you got any more comments. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry.